This is the value of wrestling, the revolutionary force in wrestling podcasting.
We are back and we are here. We're going to break some breaking news coming down. TNA partnering with Endeavor. What does that mean? What does LA Knight have to say about his recent marriage or wedding? And was Kenny Omega offered an opportunity to be in the Continental Classic but refused it? What is the status of Roman Reigns and WrestleMania, the Royal Rumble? Yes, the Royal Rumble, not WrestleMania. What is the status for WrestleMania? Well, he should be there. He will be there. I think we know where the story goes. But we're talking about Roman Reigns and the Royal Rumble and other news to break down. How do we save AEW? That's big talk. All of that. We're going to do it all right here. And of course, you know what it is. The Big Tyme Rant. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are back. This is Big Tyme, and this is Big Tyme Rants. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and listen to me rant about all the stuff going on in the world of professional wrestling. All the news breaking, all the stories, and we're going to break it all down right here before you. And ladies and gentlemen, it was reported recently that LA Knight got married, but LA Knight went to X, Twitter, and said this. If anybody finds pictures from the wedding, I'm here and I was a part of this week. I'm excited to see them. I must have blacked out because I don't remember any of it. Please send. It was reported that supposedly he got married, but we did not. He must have not been there at that time. I'm looking at this. Happy anniversary. Anyways, lots of rumors, but it looks like LA Knight did not get married, was not part of a wedding, and we're going to have to wait and see how that falls from there. But LA Knight, big star in WWE. Can't wait to see what he's going to do, what they're going to do with him going forward. But he's looking for pictures to this wedding that he was supposed to be part of because he doesn't remember it. Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was approached for the Continental Classic. A lot of people were upset that he was not in the Continental Classic. People wondering why Omega was left out. Danielson also wanted Kenny Omega in the Classic, but has revealed an interesting tidbit about Omega's absence from the tournament. The tournament, of course, already on the way. Fans were shocked not to see him in the tournament. And Danielson noted that Omega was approached for the tournament, but doesn't know why Omega isn't in it. And here's what Danielson had to say. I really wanted Omega in it. I don't know. People think I do a lot more than I do. I don't know what happened or why he's not in the tournament. I know it was at least brought up to him. I don't know if he didn't want to do it, or I know that he and Chris Jericho are the number one contenders for the tag team championship, so maybe that's why. Sometimes with American TV wrestling, you don't want to confuse stories, and maybe that's why, but I love the feel that we have. We have so many great hard-hitting wrestlers. The matches have been really, really good so far in the Continental Classic. We know that Omega will battle Ethan Page for the King of Canada, I guess, on AEW Collision. So we'll have to see how that falls out, even though that's already been pre-recorded. And will air tomorrow night, which will be airing a review right here on the Value of Wrestling YouTube channel. So make sure you stay tuned for that review when me and Mr. Clark break down everything going on in Collision. Of course, we'll be back tonight with a live of everything that happened on SmackDown. Right after SmackDown goes off the air, we will break it all down to tell you what we thought and how everything played out. AEW Dynamite, Christian Cage and Adam Copeland main evented for the TNT Championship. You would think Dynamite would have done great numbers. They did decent numbers. Can't say they're horrible numbers, but they are down from the previous week. The AEW Dynamite drew 820,000 viewers, down from 858,000 viewers. The show drew the previous week, meaning they were down about 35,000 viewers. They were going up against the Republican presidential primary debate. I don't think that had a whole lot to do with it. We know that they were down to 0.25 in the ratings between the demographic of 18 to 49, which was down 0.04 from last week at 0.29. This has been the highest. Last week was the highest rating the show has had since October 18th. The card featured a pretty decent card with Christian Cage and Adam Copeland battling out for the TNT champion and women's champion on the line when Tony Storm took on Sky Blue We had 3 of the major matches for the Gold League in the Continental Classic. Swerve Strickland versus Mark Briscoe, John Moxley versus Roosh, Jay White versus Jay Lethal. And so that's where we stood. So we'll have to see what happens going forward with Dynamite. People are just not that interested this week, and that is a problem for AEW. But that's the glaring problem with AEW. AEW seems to be losing its track. And again, I repeat this to Tony Khan. Get rid of the people who don't want to be there. Focus on the people who do want to be there. Build 2 shows around all the people who want to be there. If you need to do a brand split, do a brand split. But you need to go back and give each of your titles meaning. And with the TNT title probably being the most celebrated title till more recently, AEW World title kind of falling behind that title. But we need titles that mean something. They feel important. The AEW title does not. The World title does not feel important. The AEW Women's title is kind of like it lost its luster. The TBS and the TNT title feel more important than both those titles, and then we got to go reset, and you keep adding titles. We need to cut titles and make titles feel like they make sense, that there's a purpose, that you have a TBS and TNT title. Those people should be fighting for those titles, and then whoever wins that, as they defend that, after they lose that title, they should be presented into a main title picture where they're going after either the AEW Women's Championship or the AEW Men's World Championship. You've got to have setup. You've got to have stories. You've got to have reason why these people are moving forward and make these titles feel important. Feature these titles in the most prominent sense. The AEW men's title around MJF has been great, but it also feels like it's lackluster, like it's not as important or prestigious as the TNT title has become with Christian Cage. A lot of that comes with these weird storylines and the mix-ups and people just getting matches at random. The TNT title has been less defended than the AEW Men's Championship. As the Women's Championship, you just give anybody a title shot, and you can't just do that because the title should be earned. People should be doing something to earn those title shots and build it. Not saying WWE always does it better, but at least sometimes they seem to make better sense. And I think Tony Khan just needs to go back to the drawing board, figure out what he wants, where he wants to go, how he's going to get there, who's going to be there, and people who don't want to be there, let them go. Let them go. Let them go, Tony. Let them go somewhere where they're going to be happy and can make money and do what they do going forward instead of holding you back, and then take the people who want to be there and build AEW and focus on them and start building the company around those people, creating a solid foundation of where championships stand, how people get title matches, and build people up from the bottom up. But we're going to have to see what happens there and how Tony Khan decides to fix the mess he has going with him right now. It is really up in the air. We hope AEW turns around, but Dynamite, Collision, all these shows are just not doing the numbers. I think Tony Khan needs to quit worrying about competing with WWE and just be itself and be competitive in its own market going forward because, well, they've got competition coming up on their hind ends, or at least a company that's trying. And that's our other breaking news. TNA, ladies and gentlemen, will be back at the beginning of next year. Impact Wrestling going back to its original name of TNA. But here's the breaking news. TNA Wrestling partners with Endeavor Streaming to distribute TNA Plus. Breaking news coming out today. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, TNA Wrestling, formerly Impact Wrestling, a subsidiary of Anthem Sports and Entertainment, is a division of Anthem Sports Sports Group, has partnered with Endeavor Streaming to deliver its global on-demand streaming service TNA Plus to its passionate fans, launching Friday, January 5th, starting in the new year. As part of a multi-year deal, Endeavor Streaming will power the new TNA Plus app to deliver an enhanced user experience to all fans across the top streaming platforms, as well as mobile and connected devices. This partnership combines TNA's expertise as a top professional wrestling promoter with Endeavor's streaming unparalleled knowledge in delivering innovative direct-to-consumer offerings, marketing tools, analytics, and predictive modeling. TNA Plus will leverage Endeavor's experience working with the world's biggest sports organizations to scale TNA Plus's business operation and further grow its fan base and digital revenue. In addition to reclaiming the iconic TNA moniker, the TNA Plus app is relaunching with an all-new dynamic look, as well as an expanded options and increasing functionality. The app puts the power back in the fans' hands, delivering the ultimate premium experience where they can stream the company's flagship weekly TV show and tune into exciting pay-per-view events. View TNA's full archive, get exclusive original content and wrestler-created series, even have the chance to interact with some of TNA's top stars. TNA Plus will be available at TNAWrestling.com via iOS, tvOS, and Android mobile apps, as well as big screen devices such as Android TV, Fire TV, and Roku, with more platforms to follow. Subscribers will have the choice of a special attractions membership tier that features access to full TNA Impact Wrestling library and all TNA Plus special pay-per-view programming, Other than that, the 4 tentpole annual event offered at a price of $99 a month or $95.99 per year, and a World Championship membership tier that includes all the perks of the special attractions tier, plus the 4 tentpole pay-per-view events offered at a price of $219.99, $219.99 a year. Further details and subscription information for the new service can be found at tnawrestling.com. Ladies and gentlemen, TNA has partnered with Endeavor Streaming. Endeavor Streaming, a part of the bigger company Endeavor. Endeavor, yes, the owners of UFC the owners of TKO, which is the emerging brand of UFC WWE. This is interesting. Does this have a whole lot to affect with the bigger promotions? Does this have anything to do with other things? And yes, this is a cat that wants to come get some love, and that is life, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's going to be interesting to see what partnerships TNA works with Endeavor and their streaming platform. We can't wait to see what comes in. Sorry, the cat got in the way, but they wanted to get in the window, so we're going to let the cat get in the window. But I thank you for being here. But we're going to have to see what TNA does, how this goes forward. They're going to have a new streaming service where they have pay-per-views where we can watch them on streaming devices. This is going to be interesting. We know AEW is trying to get theirs going. We know WWE has theirs with Peacock. We can't wait to see how this all plays out and what this means going to the future. But this is big breaking news for today. Impact Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. TNA Impact, we can't wait to see what goes on with them moving forward or how that plays out. It's going to be interesting and exciting to see how that goes, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for being here. I thank you for taking time out of your busy day. I know we talked about Roman, but I'm going to do that in another program, so stay tuned. I'm going to upload another program here shortly where we discuss Roman Reigns, the Royal Rumble, and how it should be booked. I thank you for being here for this episode of Big Tyme Rants. Please make sure you hit that like button so this gets out in the algorithm. Share this video out with everyone that you know that loves wrestling, friends, family, and anybody else. Make sure, if you have not, you hit that subscribe button and join the Value Wrestling family. We want to be the fastest and biggest growing wrestling podcast in the IWC, and we're trying to break barriers, and we need your help and support to get there. Otherwise, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Join us on the next one. We'll be back. I will be back with another program hopefully shortly, and we will be back tonight with Mr. Clark doing a SmackDown review. So be ready for that. Make sure you ring that bell for notifications. Until the next one.